Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing this Pixie look. I posted this look quite a while ago, but people really liked it, and it was something that I probably wouldn't wear out, which is surprising because I will wear a lot of things out. So I decided this could maybe be a like Halloween tutorial or like a costume tutorial if you want to be like fairy or something that's colorful like this. So if you'd like to see how I created this look, then just keep watching. Alright, so this is the eye look without lashes, and that's basically what we're going to be copying. So I'm going to start with the base shadow as always. I'm just using MAC Blanc type, and I'm using a Sigma E60, a large shader. And I'm just going to put that all over my lid. This again, anything that's basically your skin tone, but matte. You can even use a transparent powder if you wanted. I did put a little bit of concealer over my eyelids, so I don't really need to do this step as much as normal, like using something that's colored, but I do it all the time. So now we're going to take Pop Culture. This is by Makeup Geek, and it's kind of a purpley metallic-y color. And I'm going to use a small tapered blending in Sigma E45 for that. And we're going to kind of make a weird shape with this. So you want to be kind of careful because we are going to be putting this chickadee color under it. And blue and orange are just going to muddy each other. So be kind of careful with this. And you're basically going to go right above the crease. And you're almost going to be drawing like kind of a slightly arc shape towards the front of your brow. So that's the shape we got going. And then just tilt your brush upwards and kind of windshield wiper motions to blend and kind of diffuse that color. So that's your general shape. Then you're going to take a little bit more, just more concentrated on the tip of the brush, and just make the color at what's basically the bottom of the shape a little darker. And then use something to just diffuse the color on the outer edge. I'm using a Sigma E38, which is a diffuse crease. I'm not really using it on my crease just because it works really well because my eyes are a little bit on the smaller side to pretty much blend everything. So grab a pencil brush, and we're still using Pop Culture some more. I'm using an E30 by Sigma, and just get a little bit on just the tip of the brush and just really kind of define that line. And bring it all the way out to your brow. Again, this is more of a costumey look, so it doesn't matter that it's kind of weird, and that's not necessarily where you'd put color. Alright, so now that we got our first color down, we're going to take this is MAC 242, and I'm going to take MAC Emphasize. This is one of their pro shaping powders. You could use maybe a Mylar if you wanted, or just a white shadow. But just start packing this all over the lid, and we're basically going to go right along this line we made. Because it's not really a cut crease, but it's kind of, so you want that kind of sharp, but not really. We just have a lot of like, I don't know. I didn't use sparkles because this wasn't really a fairy look the first time I did it. But everyone asked for a tutorial, and I didn't really know where to put it as a tutorial because I feel like no one would wear it unless it was a costumey look. Maybe they would. I don't know. So it's going to be a fairy now, and it's just really kind of bright and highlighted. So pack that all along this line and all over your lid, and then kind of the more highlighted you are in the inner corner, the better. So I'm going to use the paintbrush I always use for this step. You can use a pencil brush for this step because you might not have this. So now I'm going to take Chickadee, which is a matte kind of, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like baby poop orange, but it's like not really a burnt orange, but it's not really creamy orange, but it's not really orange, but it's this color. I don't really know how to describe that. A yellowy, egg yolky orange. So you're just going to take that on the end of the brush, and we're going to trace just lightly about, I don't know, that's about a fourth of the way up this shape thing we have going on. And then you're also going to pull it along your lash line. And then you're also going to pull it on the lower lash line. again, when I made this like look up, I just kind of winged it. So it's just kind of odd. So you just want to kind of blend those colors into each other. So you kind of have this weird C shape. I don't know, there's lots of weird shapes going on. And then it also slightly goes up along the outer part of the shape. And then use that part to kind of connect it to the part that goes under the lower lash line. Now I'm taking a E39, which is a Buff and Blend by Sigma, and I'm taking Makeup Geek Peach Smoothie, which is kind of this lightened peach color, and that's a matte. And I'm just gonna take this on the brush and basically just throw it under my eye. Oh my gosh, I somehow got blue. Oh, whoops. The struggle is real. Like, when I try to take pans out so I can show you guys, I always end up sticking my like pinky finger. I really should just plan these out better and, you know, like pull out the pans I'm gonna use, but that doesn't usually happen. Pinky always goes in color and I get it on my face. So now we're going with Pixie Dust, which is kind of a lime green with more yellow than normal, and it's like a metallic shimmery color. And I'm using it on an E39, same Buff and Blend. And we're just gonna start kind of tapping it here on the lower lash line. We're gonna blend that down towards where we put a highlight. Again, I didn't really know what I was doing when I did this, so it's just kind of like weird shapy things with color, like blobs of color. And then just blend that towards the inner corner, just lightly. Alright, so now that we got that color down, we're getting towards the end. So I'm going to line my waterline. I did use a nude liner originally, so you could use the Final Touch by Sigma if you want something that's like nude, or like the MAC Chromographic, their nude pencil, whatever, to line your waterline if you want it like my original photo. But I'm actually going to use the MAC Chromographic pencil in Genuine Orange to line my waterline. And then I'm also going to tightline with a little bit of black. To add a little more definition, I'm going to add just a little bit, as you can see, really thin black liner. And I'm using MAC Chromographic in Black and a Hakuhodo Pro Series 3/1P brush. But, you know, any fine liner brush. You can use pencil. If you want a little bit thicker and like softer look, you could use, I don't know. I mean, I could use my Kat Von D like Trooper if I wanted a liquid. It doesn't really matter. So now we're gonna start the highlighting, and it's just kind of crazy going off like what I was doing, just because I figured, you know, if you're a fairy, you're probably gonna be kind of sparkly. So I'm gonna start out with Shimmer Shimmer. That's by Makeup Geek. I guess it's Shimma Shimma actually. Said that wrong. It's just like a fluffy shader brush. It doesn't even really matter. And we're just throwing that up here. Since this is like an off-white champagne-y color. And this one we're gonna blow out more than the next color, just because we kind of want like to gradually go into our shimmer. So you're gonna hit the inner corners first. So then you're just going to throw some of the Balm's MaryLuomanizer, or like basically find your shimmeriest highlight and use that. And throw that like right in the inner corner. And you kind of drag it down so it's like right on the inner corner, and then the tear duct. Because we're kind of obnoxious. Oh, and I took MAC Emphasize and used that on my brow bone. Okay, so now we're going to kind of work on the rest of your face. So I'm going to use the Chiseler brush, and I'm going to start out using Makeup Geek Unexpected, and this is an eyeshadow. It's like kind of a taupey lilac gray color. And I'm going to use that just under my cheekbones. So in the original photo, I used this color, which is Fashion Fix by MAC, which is like it's a really neutral gray. And you can use that if you'd like to follow exactly my old photo. But since now I have this, I'm using Graycious Lilac blush, and this is by Darling Girl Cosmetics. Again, I'm using it on the Chiseler brush by Hair and Makeup Addiction. And I'm just going to use that to kind of deepen that up. It's kind of like all the things I like in one look, because it has like brightly colored looks, and it has like the gray colors I really like. Alright, so We got our kind of contoury stuff going on. So now we're going to blush, and as you can see, I had a lavender blush on. So I'm going to start out with Full of Joy by MAC, and I'm using the blusher brush, and this is by Hair and Makeup Addiction. And this is like concentrated on this part of your face. So you're not going to really bring it to the apples of your cheeks at all. We're keeping all of our color kind of towards the outer edge of our face. So really just blend that Full of Joy first. We'll be putting a couple colors. If you don't have purple blushes, you can always just use an eyeshadow, whatever. So in this, originally I had used like Makeup Forever shadows that I had that were purple because I didn't have a lot of purple blushes at the time. But right now I'm going to use the Darling Girl Cosmetics, the Magic Lamp, because this is a really nice purple. And this time I'm going to concentrate towards the outer edge of my face. And then I'm also going to take a little bit of Sweet Pea and Faye, the Lady Slipper, and do that right kind of in the middle of the C, because this has a little more of a sheen. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. I take a really small brush. I'm actually using a tapered blending, which is an eye brush. And I'm going to take a little more of that Pop Culture color. And we're going to use that just right above the contour. Because we have lavender in our blushes, and this is almost like more of a periwinkle. There's a lot of blue, and I haven't found a periwinkle brush. I haven't found a periwinkle blush yet, so if any of you guys know something that's even more blue than like lavender, let me know, because I would totally wear that. So there's kind of our weird colorful blush. I don't even know. So now we've got most of the color on our face other than our lips. So now we're getting into highlighting, and our highlight's going to be kind of, not just kind of, it's going to be super over the top. So I'm going to start out with MAC Lightscape. If you have a deeper skin tone than me, you're obviously going to want something that's maybe a little more gold, because this will show up ashy. So go for maybe Soft and Gentle, or something even deeper, or rose gold. That would look gorgeous, or like Becca Opal. But if you're more on the fair side, go for this. It's more of that white highlight. And we're just putting that all on the tops of our cheekbones. And we're even bringing it kind of towards like farther than, I'd normally stop my highlight about here, but we're bringing it in. Because if you're a fairy, you're gonna just be super glittery. And going down the center of our nose, actually gonna use my finger for that step. And Cupid's bow. Take a little bit of the Balm's MaryLuomanizer, which is like the most glowy highlight I have. And we're just doing that like right under the eye, and you're blending that almost to meet that like the pixie dust, that green color. And hit your Cupid's bow with that one too. As you see, we're super glowy. I feel like Nikki Tutorial's in this tutorial because I feel like she's always about to glow. Okay, so that's as glowy as we're gonna get, because this is getting a little bit out of control. So I'm gonna finish off the eyes. I'm just gonna quickly. So now we're gonna go on to the lips. So I'm gonna start with YSL number 10 and just put that on as normal. Everyone's gonna be like, oh my gosh, you didn't use a black brush, because it's true, I always do. But this look, I want it to be a little bit softer, because we don't have a lot of harsh lines, we just are really colored. So just use your fingers or straight out of the bullet. Alright, so again, any nude color, you could even like switch up the colors, whatevs. And then I'm going to take some of this lavender color, and this is one of those NYX macaron colors, and just center the lip with that. So that, with one press together, will pretty much do all the gradient you need. So just take a little bit more just on your finger and pat right in the center. Alright, so all I'm going to do now is quickly apply some mascara and some lashes, and I'll show you the finished look. So I added the Elegant Lashes in style 220, and these are just these kind of spiky, weird, fun lashes. And then on the bottom, I added the NYX mascara in purple, just so it was a little bit fun. You could also use black or a different color. If you had lime green, I think that would look rad. So yeah, this is the finished look. If you are going to be wearing this out, I would probably recommend switching up the lip colors, or if you want a gradient lip, I do it with liners instead of something that's more of a cream, just because it's not going to wear as long if you're going to be like eating or drinking versus just, you know, talking and hanging out. So that's kind of up to you. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please like and subscribe if you did. You can follow me on my other forms of social media. Those will be in the down box as well as at the end of the video. And I hope to see you guys again soon.